you look for luxury in the SUV market, well, you have the full-size capabilities, the small ones, well, and what's in between, which is what's behind me. Hey, welcome to this edition of Road Warrior. I'm your host, Grant Roberson. Now, behind me is the 2016 Lincoln MKX. Now, what's great is it obviously delivers kind of mid-sized numbers, great luxury, and heck, a little utility thrown in. Now, I'm into full-size offerings, and the MKX, well, it's going to fall just a hair short of that, well, look-wise, but not necessarily on the interior volume. Now, what you're going to find is kind of straightforward crossover-like exterior, blending a little bit of sedan and maybe just a little bit of utility. Now, it doesn't go as far as minivan-esque, but it is a nice offering. Now, what you're going to see when it comes to appointments is you're going to see nice chrome accents. Now, could you argue there's just too much of it? Well, certainly, because there's chrome here on the door handles and down low, and also, well, at the four corners. But when you look at the silhouette, it's pretty much straightforward, mid-size sizing, well, and also Lincoln luxury. Looking at the four corners, first thing to talk about is this model did come in all-wheel drive, giving you nice grip. The other thing is the size shoes, specifically this one coming in 21-inch polished chrome. That versus the other models that are either 18-inch or 20. Now, this vehicle is somewhat sedan-like, but not when it comes to ground clearance. It's not too bad, averaging right about 7.8 inches. By the numbers, MKX isn't going to really be in the small mid-size, really actually creeping up closer to the full-size segment. Now, what you're going to see is about 190 inches overall, wheelbase about 112. Now, the width is not too bad, of just over 6 feet. The height about 5.5 feet tall. Now, what do all those numbers mean? Well, it's going to deliver decent interior volume when it comes to the 5 people inside, and still plenty of room when it comes to their cargo. With luxury comes some added benefits, one of them being smart key systems, and I like the features we have here, specifically the ingress. Now, keep the key in your pocket, pretty much forget about it, and we know this vehicle is locked for the most part because the mirrors are tucked in. Once you get going, these will swing out. Now, it all starts really right here at the door. Now, on the passenger's door, you're pretty much going to put your hand in here. It's going to unlock all of them. Likewise for the driver. Even better, you can go to any other positioning with the key in your pocket, and those are going to open up just the same. Now, as you walk away, you can simply just reach up here, press the button, it's going to lock right up. Now, one thing to note, there's not a lot of clicking noises and audible noises, so what you can look for is a little red light right here. That's going to illuminate when this vehicle is locked, giving you reassurance that you can walk away. There's a lot of security when it comes to this vehicle, but one Achilles heel, well, is right here at the fill-up area. Now, I like this area to be locked when the vehicle is locked. Well, that's not the case. Instead, it pops right open. But one feature I do like is the fact that it's capless. This does make fill up so much quicker. Swinging around to the grill warfare, one thing to talk about is this front end's not too menacing, nor going to scare anyone off the road, but will fit in quite well at the country club. What I'm referring to is just the overall regal appearance. First thing is there's no straight edges, but really a sweeping front end. The grille looking like wings ready to take flight, and the headlights really illuminating and really kind of pizzazz for this vehicle as they illuminate when you unlock it, kind of give you a little bit of ambiance. Now, as you sweep down, a lot of body fascia, a lot of color, and specifically on this model, a lot of chrome. The likelihood of popping the hood on this vehicle is probably slim, but let's at least take a look at what lies beneath. Now, what you're going to see here is a 2.7 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6 engine. Now, what that means is, well, you're going to get decent horsepower, around about 335 and 380 foot-pounds of torque. That versus the standard V6, which is a 3.7 liter 24 valve engine. That's going to deliver 303 horses and 278 foot-pounds of torque. Now, as for fuel economy, you're going to lose a couple of clicks when it comes to the bigger engine, but on average, you're going to get 16 in the city, 23 on the highway, averaging somewhere about 19. Even though this is a luxury vehicle, there is some utilitarian when it comes to the MKX, really starting here at the back. First thing you'll notice really is a broad rear hatch. Nice little built-in spoiler for maybe just a little bit of sport. Now, this vehicle does have tons of safety up front, in the back with sensors, 360 view when it comes to cameras, and really what's great with the cameras, they give you that true wide angle, and it prevents you really from hitting anything. One other thing it does is really that cross-traffic awareness. As you're backing up, it's going to know if someone's coming from your blind spot and warn you. Now, when it comes to cargo, what makes life easier is a power hatch. Now, there's a couple ways to lift it. One thing with the key fob, there is a button position on this side, but another way is simply using your foot. And the way you do that is place it under here, wave it for a second, then step back. That does make things, well, just a little bit easier when you're holding things in your hand. One thing I like about an SUV like this versus a sedan really comes down to cargo space. Now what you're going to see here is pretty big, around about 37 cubic feet. That versus a sedan, which is only going to be on average 14 to 16 cubic feet. Now back here, there's plenty of room, nice and carpeted, and even better, nice tonneau cover to hide your items. When you run out of cargo space, what you want to be able to do is transform that second row into more area. And the way you do that real simply here on this vehicle is with the press of a button. Simply hold it right here, and the left side is going to fold flat. Now if you need even more room, press the other one, it'll fold both down, easily doubling the space. Now I recently drove the Ford Explorer, so when I climbed inside the MKX, there are some family lines that I did notice. Now what you're going to notice first off is leg room. Now what you have is over 42 inches up front, not too shabby in the back, only losing just a few to around about 39 inches, giving you plenty of comfort all the way around. Now when you look at the overall ergonomics, again, you have the typical system for Ford and Lincoln, the good quadrant system, touchscreen, minimal buttons, nice stylizing down the middle. Now what you're going to notice when it comes to gauges is you have a good analog, tach, and speedometer, but just like the Ford Explorer, there is no digital readout when it comes to speedometer. That to me is a big weakness. One thing I did like about the MKX is the seating. Now that was a little bit more comfortable than the Platinum Ford Explorer we test drove, specifically the overall comfort. Now what you're also going to notice is adjustable seating all the way around for both front occupants, right down to the power headrest. Diving a little bit closer at the dash, first thing you'll notice is the quadrant touchscreen system, really with the 4 different areas you touch, and it's going to give you a bigger display. Down the left side is going to be the gear selector. Now that may be different for a lot of people that want the shifter. Instead you have push button action. Now down below is going to be some minimal buttons, these relating to the stereo with the volume, and I like the fact we have a nice oversized tune select, really allowing you to dial in a specific channel. Now down below, really the climate control. I like the fact that we have buttons here. Sometimes I prefer knob, but this really makes it a lot more sleek. In the back of the vehicle, you have plenty of storage, but you also have a lot of storage right here between the front occupants, specifically right up here first. That's going to give you a nice little tuck area to kind of store items, USB connection, and even an SD reader. In here, you have 2 cup holders, and you have a nice deep console, but even better, nice elbow support. If you look up above, what you're going to notice on this model is the huge moonroof. Now you can simply hit the shade adjust. That's going to open it halfway. Now if you wanted to have full glass, that's easy. Press it again and it will extend all the way. Now that's going to give you a lot of light inside this vehicle. Now even better, it does have operation. You can have air flowing through. Just simply open that up with the press of a button. And that's going to turn this vehicle into somewhat of a convertible. When you look in the back, you're going to find a typical bench with a nice center console for arm support, and you're going to find heated seats. Now in the front, you will have heated and cooled, a nice added option. Now if you want to recline this for added comfort, there is a handle here. Simply pull on it and press back. That's going to give you a little bit more comfort. Of course, you can pull on it too to tumble them forward. That does for this edition of Road Warrior and our test drive behind the wheel of the 2016 Lincoln MKX. Now, I delivered mid-size comfort on the inside, great huge power plant under the hood with that twin turbo, and even better, nice cargo in the back. And what we like is, of course, is adorned in Lincoln, delivering great luxury. Now, as always, thank you for watching this edition of Road Warrior. Keep both hands on the wheel and eyes straight ahead.